Hello, Sydneys. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. I was really excited for the summer to begin with us just talking about the upcoming Scream 6 as it's set to be filming today, actually. That's the current rumor. As I'm making this video, there are people making the next Scream movie. So I was over here as a Scream fan getting so anticipated to see the entire cast, maybe a couple of set photos, whatever they wanted to reveal. And we gotta start off the summer of Scream talking about the possibility of Neve Campbell, our Scream Queen, not returning for this next movie, and whether we could be okay with that. I'm going to be breaking down all those details here along with other little tidbits that we've been learning, like Jenna Ortega saying today that this will be the most violent Scream movie ever made. That's got to make up for something, so please leave me your thoughts down below, Scream fans. I need to know, how do you feel about the possibility that Neve Campbell will not show up at all in this next Scream movie? Does that make you sad? Are you going to be okay with it? I'm going to be really curious to read your guys' comments on this one. Alright, so starting off here, we knew that Scream 6 would begin filming this summer in Montreal, Canada. From the plot synopsis, it's the remaining survivors of the last movie moving away from Woodsboro into a new location, maybe college, where yet again Ghostface pops up and starts stalking them down one by one. And well, just this weekend at Monsterpalooza, a con that has a lot of horror icons going to it, Neve Campbell was there to do some signings and meet fans when one person who has video evidence of them going up to Neve Campbell talking to her let us know the conversation they had was Neve Campbell mentioning she was not going to return for this next movie. In fact, she turned it down.
We asked her, I said, whatever you do to make sure they never kill Sidney, and hopefully we'll see you in 6, and she says, I turned it down.
Now, a lot of us Scream fans were in denial. We didn't want to believe it. They were actually attacking this poor person for giving us the information, which, hey, maybe there is a possibility this person was doing it for attention and just wanting to cause havoc. But seeing how big of fans they are of Scream and Neve Campbell, I feel like they wouldn't just pull that out of their butt for no reason. And then this morning, Bloody Disgusting, one of the most reputable horror movie news sites, they made an article where they mentioned that their people have been hearing the same thing, that Neve Campbell is not looking to return for this next movie. So while there's still a possibility anything can change from here on out in the summer, they could hand her a truckload of money, she can have a changing of opinion. Don't forget, with Scream 5, Neve Campbell was like the last legacy character to sign on. She usually tends to hold out, and for good reason. She wants to make sure the character returns in a respectable way. So now moving forward with this information and trying to picture a world where Neve Campbell does not return for a Scream movie, it makes me a little sad, man. That's coming from someone who really liked Scream 5, okay? I had a good time with the movie. Sure, it had its flaws here and there, but I think ultimately they succeeded in revitalizing the franchise, bringing box office success, creating new, fun, and interesting characters. So I was really looking forward to what Scream 6 can bring, but if Neve Campbell looked at the script and is reportedly saying she turned it down because it didn't do Sidney justice, that's what fans at the convention are mentioning her reasoning for turning down the movie. So don't believe all those reports that the script of the whole movie was so bad or the entire storyline was such garbage that Neve Campbell did not want to be part of it. It was just specifically her role in the movie and what she had to do in Scream 6 that she felt it was not worth it to return. And for that reasoning, I can kind of understand. We're in this weird dilemma with the Scream movies where they want to hold back on making Neve Campbell the main character again. And to us Scream fans, I know, that's ridiculous, that's dumb. We've had 4 amazing movies with her in the lead role. But the studio proved their method worked by going back to just calling it Scream, not Scream 5, making brand new characters the main stars, and trying to give us some interesting commentary on horror is what led them to box office success. So with that working for the studio, it feels like every time they write the script for these new Scream movies, they write it so the legacy characters can be either put in or left out of the movie in case they don't want to be part of it. Because go back and watch Scream 5, even though Sidney shows up towards the end, you could argue the movie could have continued as planned without Sidney being there and not much would have changed. And I feel like that's exactly what happened with Scream 6. Neve Campbell again was offered a small role, maybe showing up in the final act, doing something so minuscule and small that she's like, I used to be the star of this franchise. Why are you giving me what's basically a cameo? So if that's all she was really gonna do in the movie is just kind of show up, be there so that she can be showed off in the trailers and trick OG Scream fans of like, hey, we got Neve Campbell back. She could have a bigger role this time. You don't know. You gotta pay to find out. Then I'm gonna respect her decision for not wanting to come back, and I don't think the movie would be trash without her. It's gonna be really weird and different without her there, but part of me is like, Sidney needed a break, man. She's got a husband and kids. She's living a good life, has been terrorized so long. How could we Scream fans be sitting over here and like,
I want Mommy Neve chased down, stabbed by Ghostface, her kids threatened, and her husband ending up as the opening kill. Do it! Ruin Sidney's life, please!
But joking aside, I feel like now I can clearly see what'll go down in Scream 6, or at least an idea of it. Because we have confirmed Gale Weathers is returning. Courtney Cox will be back in the role, that's been confirmed. Heck, it's said that she actually has a pretty big focus in the movie, so it's weird that they gave Gale a bigger role than Sidney. But that starts to make me think of the Dewey Riley situation we got in Scream 5. I think this might be Gale Weathers' final Scream movie. Whatever happens in this film, it'll probably end with Gale biting the bullet, her life ending. There's only so many times she can get chased by Ghostface until it just finally ended for her. And that's going to be the setup, the big thing to make Sidney Prescott a main character fully throughout the movie for Scream 7. Because that's what drew Sidney back into Scream 5, is Dewey dying. So if Gale dies, oh, she's going to want revenge. And I bet you whoever Ghostface is in this movie, there's going to be a cliffhanger. They get away. One of the partners makes it out, and Sidney needs to hunt them down with the remaining survivors of Scream 6. That would actually be an amazing setup for the final film, and I think it would be worth one movie without Sidney. So as much as it's going to pay me to have a Scream movie that doesn't involve Sidney Prescott, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm still going to be unbelievably excited for it, especially with Jenna Ortega mentioning Scream 6 is basically going the Halloween Kills route and making this the most violent, goriest Ghostface we have ever seen.
What I will say is Ghostface gets a lot more intimidating. I just read part of the script, and I think that this is probably the most aggressive and violent version of Ghostface we've ever seen, which I think will be really fun to shoot.
If one thing's clear, Radio Silence proved they are willing to go bloody and violent with Ghostface, because I think Scream 5 had a lot of brutal kills. And with the sequel for the movie, well, Randy always said it best.
Number 1, the body count is always bigger. Number 2, the death scenes are always much more elaborate.
This also goes to show you how good of a job Scream 5 did with setting up these new characters, because I'm interested to see them. I want to see the twins back, trying to see which one will get axed off or if both of them survive. What happens between Sam and Tara? Is there more to their history we don't know about? Like, I'm genuinely curious to see that story go, so Sidney missing isn't really ruining the movie for me. I would also think of myself as a hypocrite, because every time I'm talking about Scream 6, whether there's a new update, new casting, new information, I always say switch up the formula for this movie. I love the Scream movies, but it's gotten to the point now where they're just a little too predictable with how they go. Opening kill, then people taken down one by one, final 10 minutes of the reveal, and then both ghost faces end up dead and we move on to the next movie. This proves right here it's gonna be different. It's not gonna feel like the past 6 Scream movies. They're taking those risks, and I gotta be open to it. I can't be freaking out the first big change they make and I go, nope, go back to the old way. I don't like it. So we'll see how things turn out, but I throw it off to you guys. How do you feel about Neve Campbell possibly not returning for Scream 6? Does this make you less excited for the movie? How do you feel about it being the most violent and gory Ghostface we've ever gotten? Anything and everything, be sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.